We are science. We are discovery and experimentation. We are the change you see and how you see the change. We are exploration and education. We are fuel for those already flying high and inspiration to those who say, if they can, so can I. Together, we are science.
Hello everyone and welcome to the FameLab International Final 2024. I am your host, Greg Foote. I am a scientist by training, now a science presenter and producer, and I've been making science content on TV, YouTube, radio and stage for the past 20 years. Gosh, I have a weekly BBC radio show and podcast called Sliced Bread. I regularly pop up on live TV, and I also have the absolute pleasure of training and working with amazing scientists around the world, sometimes getting to join them on science expeditions to awesome locations to help share their stories. And today, we have the absolute pleasure of hearing some superb scientists talk brilliantly about some really interesting science, and I cannot wait. We are broadcasting live from a studio in Cheltenham in the UK, and we'll soon be joined by international finalists from Australia, Czech Republic, Germany, Italy, Poland, South Africa, Switzerland, and here in the United Kingdom. We are live and we have a live chat, so do let us know where in the world you're joining us from, and then I can do a few shout outs, say a few hellos later. Now, I expect that because you are watching this, you know what FameLab is, but for the friends and the family that you're definitely going to forward this on to right now, good. Here is a quick 2-minute introduction. FameLab is the leading science communication competition and training program in the world. Each year, thousands of researchers from across the globe receive training and then compete in heats. FameLab was created by Cheltenham Science Festival, making science accessible for all. FameLabbers have 3 minutes to capture their audience. 3 judges judge them on the 3 C's of FameLab: content, clarity, and charisma. And you, the audience, vote for your favourite too. Each country crowns their national champion, and those national champions come together to compete for the title of FameLab International Champion. FameLab participants have gone on to present TV shows, give TED Talks, publish books, and so much more. FameLab is all about giving skills, confidence, and opportunities to scientists, engineers, and mathematicians to communicate their current research with the people that it impacts. Okay. Now we all know why we're here. Let's get on with the show. I'm going to soon introduce each of the eight finalists to get their presentations to you live. But before that, we need to introduce the judges and the judging criteria. And before that, I need to say some thank yous, because this competition would not be possible without our wonderful international partner organisations. The Foundation for the WA Museum in Australia, Charles University in Czech Republic, Bielefeld Marketing in Germany, Cicadro in Italy, University of Silesia at the Silesian Science Festival, Katowice, Poland, Jive Media Africa, National Research Foundation and SASTA in South Africa, Life Science Zurich, Bioscience Network and Graduate Centre at the University of Zurich in Switzerland, and bringing it all together is the team in the UK at Cheltenham Festivals. Thank you to all of you for continuing to fly the FameLab flag. Thank you so much. And also thank you and congratulations to everyone who took part in FameLab this year. We've reached the big season finale. It's the FameLab International Live Final 2024, where, as you just heard in the video, the finalists are going to have 3 minutes to share their science in an engaging and an entertaining way. They can use props, but they can't use slides. And they'll be giving their talks live to not only you and I, but also to 3 judges, who then have the impossible task of choosing 2 runners-up and 1 overall winner. They will all receive a trophy. There's the runner-up trophy. Oh, look at that, that looks amazing. Winner trophy, yeah. And the winner will also get a Cheltenham Science Festival experience, an invitation to join us at the festival here in the UK in 2025, plus UK travel, accommodation, free tickets to events, and networking opportunities with international scientists, engineers, and researchers. There's 1 more title up for grabs too. And the judges don't decide that one. You, our international audience, do. You get to choose who will be this year's audience favourite. I need to say something very important. The audience favourite can be the same person as the judges' runners-up or the judges' overall winner. The decisions are totally independent of each other. Like many of your favourite TV shows, the audience vote will open after all finalists have performed. So maybe write down the name of your favourite finalists as we go along so you know who to vote for. Details on how to vote will be shared on our socials and also right here when voting opens. Talking of the judges, I think it's about time I introduce you to our esteemed guests. Their job is to listen to each talk, ask the finalist a follow-up question or 2, and then after all the finalists have presented, go and huddle, debate, argue it out, whatever it takes to choose their 2 runners-up and that 1 person who's going to be crowned the FameLab International Champion 2024. So here they are, the 3 people who will decide our finalists' fate. We've got Luboš Kostova, Marina Tofting, and Christina Fonseca. Welcome and hello, judges. Give us a wave, give us a wave. Yeah, I'm going to introduce you one by one. I would love to hear a little bit about what you are each looking for in our finalists' presentations. The 3 C's of FameLab: content, clarity, and charisma. Our first judge, Luboš, is a master communicator. She connects people through culture, education, and the media. She believes science is a universal language and researchers must be recognised as role models in societies worldwide. And she has been part of the FameLab family since 2006, when she led the team at the British Council Bulgaria, who took FameLab international. Thank you so much, Luboš, because without you and that team, we wouldn't be here today, almost 20 years later. So, Luboš, over to you. Hello.
Hi, it was an international team and it was a lovely, lovely time of our lives. What we will be looking for today is that international language that science does present. It is factual correctness. We will be looking for stories that are well chosen for lay audiences, people like myself who are not scientists. They will be neither pitched too high nor condescendingly simplified. They will have a real storytelling line to them, a very clear beginning, a lovely walk through the story, and then a definitive ending. So that's where our beautiful content and very central content C comes from. Good luck to everyone.
Thank you so much. Amazing. Thank you so much, Luboš. So that's the first C, content. Let's move on to our next judge, Marina. Marina's joining us from Norway, and like Luboš, Marina is a master communicator, a journalist, and the head of communications and public relations at the Norwegian Academy of Science and Letters. You may have heard of the Abel Prize, the Kavli Prize. If not, look them up. They're amazing, and Marina oversees them. Welcome, Marina. Please tell us briefly about what you're going to be looking for the second C, clarity.
So we're looking for talks that are well understood and in context. It should also be established knowledge, or an exciting new piece of research, or a controversial theory. And one last tip from me, though, if I may, don't talk too fast, even if you have a lot to communicate. And by the way, you're very good, Craig. That is clarity.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Marina. So we've got content, we've got clarity. Last but not least, let me introduce our third judge. I've lost the clarity now. Christina. Christina is a freelance science communicator with a PhD in clinical neuroscience. She's passionate about making science accessible and engaging for diverse audiences. And she often shares science in fun and innovative ways, such as in a garden at the Chelsea Flower Show, or by playing the genetics bingo show on stage, which sounds a lot of fun. I'd like to be in the audience for that. Welcome, Christina. There is one C left for you. Please tell us what you'll be looking for when it comes to charisma.
Hello, everyone. So we're looking for charisma as well. So we're looking for talks that make us want to watch and listen to them. We want the whole package, the talk, the presence, the confidence. We want someone that just leaves us wanting more. So good luck with everyone.
Thank you so much, Christina. The whole package. There you go. We don't ask for much. Good luck to you and good luck to all the judges because you're going to have quite the challenge choosing between these finalists, I tell you. And you lot, as I've said, we are coming to you live right now. And as we know, when you're live, technology can sometimes decide to not play nicely. So if we do have any glitches, any more glitches, any gremlins in the system in the middle of a presentation, say, then rest assured, we will give the finalists a fair chance to present their talks. We've got systems in place here. There's a team here with me, and we're going to have a chat about how to proceed if something like that happens. So don't you worry. Now, before I introduce our first finalists, let's take a look at who is watching live. Let's see if I can have a look at the live chat. People joining us from all over the world. Marika's here. Fraser Burke says, "Go John!" With a mushroom. There you go. We're going to have quite a lot of that coming up. Oh, I love this. Perhaps there is a future Nobel Prize winner amongst us today. What a wonderful comment by Marika there. People saying hello from all over the world. Hello to you, Aliska. We've got a hello from Germany there as well. Go Julian. That's the German contingent watching. We've got London watching. Hello from Perth. Hello down under from the Foundation for the WA Museum. Sending some love to Johannes. Joining you from the tip of Africa there, Robert Inglis. Love that. So we've got people watching from Italy, South Africa, Czech Republic, Australia, Cheltenham, lots and lots of good lucks to everyone. Love that. The live chat will remain open. So while you are watching our finalist presentations, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what you're enjoying. If there's a fact that stands out to you in the middle of a presentation, maybe there's a prop that someone uses that you particularly love, put it down in the comments below and then I'll be able to do some more shout outs later in the show. Let's do it then, shall we? It's time to introduce our first finalist. Our first finalist is joining us from the European City of Science 2024, Katowice, in Poland. Meet Marcelina. She describes herself as creative, ambitious, and stubborn, and says she loves chocolate, traveling to new places, and long walks. What a great combination. Let's head straight over to Poland and hear Marcelina's talk, Fungi, Avengers who wear caps instead of superhero capes.
After 2 years of absence, FameLab Poland is back, this time organized by the University of Silesia. We were hosting our national final right here in Katowice, the European City of Science 2024. As the University of Silesia, we are working together with 6 other public universities to transform our region into a science, technology, and innovation hub. We want science to amaze and inspire. That's why we organized the Cheltenham Science Festival Katowice, one of the biggest science communication events in Europe. Creativity, scientific curiosity and passion run through our veins, so we are over the moon to have joined the amazing community of FameLab. And now it's time for our national winner, Dr. Marcelina Jureczko, who will tell you about the incredible possibilities of fungi. Marcelina, the floor is yours.
At this moment, another person was diagnosed with cancer. Currently, therapy based on chemotherapy has been implemented. Right now, cytostatic drugs have turned out to be not only a treatment, but also a threat to the environment. When unmetabolized parts of drugs are excreted from patients' bodies, they end up in the municipal sewage. Due to low biodegradability, they are not effectively removed at wastewater treatment plants. Consequently, they end up in surface waters, groundwaters, and even drinking waters. And this is the moment when the heroes of our story turn into its villains. Generally speaking, anti-cancer drugs are not cancer-specific, and they can also affect and damage normal cells and be toxic for whole organism. I personally verified the impact of the selected drugs on the representative organism. The results were treating better than any trigger. The tested organisms stopped growing, stopped moving, stopped blooming, and stopped multiplying, all at very low concentrations, indicating that we are dealing with extremely toxic substances that may also be harmful to humans. And what now? Of course, we can ignore this fact. We are all going to die anyway. But I realized that this story couldn't end like this. That's how my collaboration with fungi began. This organism can, for example, eliminate dyes or decompose pesticides. So why not to use them to eliminate cytostatics? I collected chosen fungi on my own, identified them, and then cultivated them with selected drugs. At that point, I could only be the observer, but a fascinating battle was taking place. Fungi released low specificity extracellular enzymes, which, like various, cleave by compounds into smaller molecules. Others made sacrifices, eliminating the drugs through sorption, absorbing the drugs into the porous body of the fungus. Some of the fungi were destroyed just to protect the entire colony. Finally, to decisively defeat the enemy, intracellular enzymes came into play. When I concluded the research, I knew who the winner was. Fungi had removed the drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached a happy ending. At this moment, another fungi is sprouting. Currently, some strains are producing enzymes able to break down complex chemical compounds. Right now, you have met modern-day Avengers who wear caps instead of superhero capes, and thanks to which anti-cancer drugs are no longer a threat to the environment, but solely a treatment for a disease. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you, Marcelina. Brilliant start. Got everyone in the studio applauding, and I'm sure at home as well. Loved all those props, color changes, breaking them apart. Gosh, right, stay with us. We're going to turn to a couple of the judges to ask you a question or two. First, let's go to Luboš, if we can.
Marcelina, I loved the superhero metaphor, but why do you think that superheroes are the best metaphor to explain this particular fungi trait?
Actually, I think it's the hero of our times. We need to have that kind of heroes that will save our lives, because they actually saving us from the pollutants in the environment. And this is the superhero role, that to save the human's life.
Thank you.
Next, let's go to Christina for a question, please.
Hello, that was great. Do you think there's any misconceptions with your topic, or any myths that you would like to have also talked about that about fungi that we might not know?
Actually, I think that generally people are not aware that fungi have got such a strong abilities to decompose different substances, and they are not something which we can eat, but also something which we can use in the laboratory to conclude the research and to just, as I said, save the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Marcelina. You can now put your feet up, go and enjoy all the other talks, because we are now going to move on to finalist number 2. We're going to travel to the rainbow nation of South Africa. Meet Yolanda. She describes herself as charismatic, kind, and inquisitive, and loves singing, reading, and engaging with people. So let's head over to South Africa for Yolanda to do just that with her talk, Reimagining Healthcare, From Places We Go to Die to spaces for healing.
My late mentor, Dr. Maluda Stephen Mufamadi, always believed in the power of science to change lives. He inspired me to represent South Africa at FameLab International.
For the past 12 years, FameLab South Africa has nurtured and trained thousands of young scientists. In 2024, close to 200 scientists were part of this incredible journey, competing across 8 heats in 7 cities. 20 semi-finalists emerged and 10 took to the final stage. FameLab's success is made possible through strong partnerships with institutions and organizations that share our commitment to innovation and excellence.
My research is important because it can transform how we combat infections in hospitals. This idea started with my grandmother. She fell ill from a hospital-acquired infection. By combining indigenous medicinal plant knowledge that I gained from my ancestors in the Eastern Cape with nanotechnology, I am determined to find a way to protect others.
In 2020, during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, my family faced a wounding and devastating moment when my grandmother went to the hospital to seek for treatment. She was already weak with diabetes and high blood pressure, and yet she had to face the invisible threat of germs floating in the hospital air. And this caused her to have a healthcare-acquired infection. This is an infection that she did not have when she arrived at the hospital. Her body could not fight back on its own, and unfortunately, we lost her. Her death left me heartbroken, but at the very same time, it left me determined to make sure that no one else loses their loved ones over something that can be prevented. Each and every year, over 7 million patients all around the world are affected by this silent danger. Out of 100 patients, 7 in wealthy countries and 15 in less resource countries are facing this invisible danger. These are not just statistics. These are our loved ones, like my grandmother, who are fighting a battle that they should not have. Hospitals are working very hard to clean the surfaces, but the air, that is way much harder to control because the germs are very clever as they can move from surfaces to surfaces into the hospital ventilation systems, infecting vulnerable patients like my grandmother. And the current air filters are unfortunately not enough. And this is where I come in with my research, where I'm developing a sustainable solution to fight for patients like my grandmother. I am developing silver nanoparticles to purify the air in hospitals. These nanoparticles are 100,000 times smaller than a single strand of human hair. Can you imagine that? This may be tiny, but yet they are powerful. As they say, dynamites come in small packages. Now, how do I make this? I combine the medicinal plants with silver salts from the laboratories. Now, the plants that I am using are the ones that even our ancestors used to fight different infections. Without this innovation, a lot of other people will continue to suffer from these infections. However, with this solution, our people can become safer and the hospital air will be cleaner. Losing my grandmother has been a devastating moment, but I am happy to say that merging tradition with the science, hospitals can become cleaner and safer for our people, and they can become spaces for true healing. Thank you.
Thank you, Yolanda. Thank you for sharing that story. Super interesting science as well. Thank you. Right, let's welcome the judges in to ask a question or two. Let's first go to Marina.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. This was very interesting and a compelling story. Are we now far from implementing this into practice in hospitals?
Currently, I'm developing these nanoparticles, and obviously with the nanoparticles, as I've said, they are very tiny. With their size, it's very important to make sure that they are the correct size, because it's also another factor that that can assist in how effective they become. From there, I'm going to the CSIR, whereby I'm going to evaluate it on different, or its effect on different germs that actually cause these infections. From there, then, we'll be able to bring it out to our people, because at the end of the day, the research that we do is to make sure that it gets onto it reaches our people so that they can be safer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's squeeze a question in from Luboš as well, please.
A very quick one. Medicinal plants are really in our DNA, but they've changed over time. What are the risks? Are there risks in using age-old knowledge about medicinal plants in your research?
The medicinal plants that I'm currently using have the ability to fight different infections, different germs. And that also, what you actually asked, also goes in with the toxic evaluations, or the toxicity test that we're actually going to make, so that when we're bringing out the solution, we don't bring out the solution and yet you're creating another problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Yolanda. Let's move on. Our third finalist hails from the Bohemian crown of Europe, the Czech Republic. Meet Luboš. Fun facts about him: he has a cat called Plato. He doesn't like aubergine, aka eggplant, but he loves cheese and humour. Didn't tell me about cheesy humour. Anyway, let's head to the Czech Republic for Luboš's talk, The Brain, the Jungle, and the Pathways Between Neurons.
Hi, I'm Luboš, neuroscientist from Czech Republic, and my speech is about brain stimulation and how to change connections between neurons. I hope that I will enjoy the finals of FameLab. Imagine being lost in a dense jungle. Each step is a struggle, but when you call out for help, your voice is too quiet and nobody can hear you. This is what many patients with Parkinson's disease experience every day. They have problems with walking, tremors, and with loudness of their speech. My mission is to help them find the way through the jungle. Our brain is the jungle, filled with 86 billion neurons. But we are not lost. Our mind can go through many pathways that connect different brain regions. The strength of these connections depends on the activity of neurons, meaning how often an electrical signals travel between them. It is like treading the same path over and over again, making it wider and easier to walk on. However, in Parkinson's patients, these connections between neurons are too weak. The paths are vanishing in the dense underbrush, so the patients can't make their way through the brain jungle on their own. In a real jungle, an elephant might help us. It would make the path instead of us, and we wouldn't have to make any effort. Or we could take a machete and cut our way through. We need to make the path ourselves, but with machete, it's easier. But what will help the patients in the brain jungle? Is it possible to enhance connections between neurons? The answer is yes. In my research, we use two types of brain stimulation to help them. The first is magnetic stimulation, where a special coil is placed over the patient's head and rapid magnetic pulses can directly activate the neurons. So it works like an elephant. The second is stimulation with a very weak electrical current. Here, electrodes placed on the patient's head don't directly activate neurons, but they make this activation easier. So it works like a machete. Both of these methods are safe, painless, and non-invasive, and they have great potential. In my research, we use them to help people with Parkinson's disease to find their loud voice again. So our brain can change. Sometimes we can do it on our own, and other times we need help. However, even in the deepest jungle, there is always hope.
Luboš. Big round of applause. The brain as a jungle. Judges, what would you like to ask? Let's first go to Christina, please.
Hi, Luboš. That was great. And I wanted to know what inspires you about this subject. Obviously, you're very, very keen on finding these new pathways to go through the jungle. What's the motivation to study this?
Well, my background is psychology. My master's was psychology, and I really enjoy to study cognitive functions. And my focus is mostly to improve these cognitive functions. And I really like the idea to have some non-invasive stimulation, just a small device that could be put on the patient's head and that can directly influence the activity in the brain. So my biggest motivation is curiosity, and also I want to help people.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luboš. Marina, let's squeeze a quick one in. Over to you.
I wonder, Luboš, thank you so much. How is this working, the magnetic foil? Is it outside the brain, or do you need to operate or implement?
It's non-invasive. So it's just a coil that is put over the patient's head or volunteer's head. It works on this electromagnetic coil emits rapid magnetic pulses, and these pulses can directly activate the neurons underneath. So it's without surgery. It's really practical, and nowadays it's mostly used in patients with depression, but we try to use it in patients with Parkinson's disease.
Craig, may I follow up, please? And the electrical activation as well, Luboš, that's also outside the brain.
Well, activation, we can induce an activity of neurons inside the brain. With this magnetic pulses non-invasively.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks for the question, judges. Thank you to Luboš. You are done. Well done. What fact to give you about our fourth international finalists country? Okay, here you go. Apparently, each day, 100 million cups of tea are drunk here. Where is it? Yeah, it's here in the United Kingdom. Meet Joni. Her proudest moment was completing her physics degree at the University of Cambridge in the face of chronic health problems, self-doubt, and lots of tricky maths. As we will hear, she loves fungi and sunsets. She doesn't, however, like admin. Yes, I agree. Over to Joni for her talk, Fungi Aren't Famous, It's a Problem.
I was aware of the competition before applying. I'd seen it on YouTube and watched the international FameLab as well, and just thought that's something I'd really like to get involved with. I'm just passionate about science communication in general, so I was really excited to apply this year. I mean, take for example my area of research, which is like bio-based materials, fungal-based materials. If I don't communicate that effectively to the wider society, my research is not going to go anywhere. For it to be adopted in the construction industry, there needs to be some sort of public acceptance. My highlights of the training have been meeting all of the other amazing finalists. So friendly, so welcoming, listening to what other people have to say and what other people are passionate about, and just a really great community. It's really important, but just for the wider community, just to inspire the next generation of scientists as well. This is a big red list. It's the United Nations Red List of Endangered Species, the international tally of life on the brink, and a sobering record of all the life out there that could be lost from this world. But it's also a call to arms for conservation efforts, for habitat restoration, breeding programs, and as with anything, recognizing a problem is the first step to solving it. So here's the problem with this list. It catalogues 73,000 plant species and several thousand animals. But fungi? Well, they're on another list. There's just a few hundred. And here's the paradox, because estimates suggest there's up to 10 times the number of fungal species as there are plant species. So what's going on? Are fungi doing just fine? I mean, they're certainly thriving in the bathroom of my student accommodation. Unfortunately, no. Fungi are not invincible. They're just as vulnerable to the threats of climate change, habitat loss, and pollution as any other organism. So maybe they're not on this list because they're not important. Well, that's not true either. You see, a fungus is more than just that mushroom that you see popping up on your lawn. A mushroom is just what a fungus uses to reproduce. A temporary structure like fruit on a tree. Underneath the ground is where the main body of a fungus lies, a network of thread-like cells called mycelia. And this is where the action happens. As the mycelia branch and grow, they digest organic matter and recycle nutrients. Without them, we would be buried under dead wood and waste. Fungi are also partners, forming connections with plants to exchange resources vital for survival. They're an important food source for animals, and they have saved countless human lives. No fungi, no penicillin. So why aren't they on this list? The truth is, fungi are being criminally overlooked, dismissed as invisible, insignificant, and unwanted. And that is a perilous oversight. Because without fungi, life as we know it would cease to exist. Ecosystems would collapse, and the plants and animals we fight to save would disappear alongside them. And yes, this hidden lifestyle makes them hard to monitor, hard to conserve, and even harder to care about. But those excuses don't cut it anymore, not when the stakes are so high. How many plants and animals are at risk of extinction because the fungi they rely on were not deemed worthy of conservation efforts? And yeah, all this talk of extinction is scary. It's easy to feel powerless. But hope is not lost. Every day, people are becoming more aware of the plight of fungi, and it's leading directly to conservation action. Just being here, listening and learning, you are part of that change. I encourage you to get out in nature, try and find some cool mushrooms, and then appreciate the hidden mycelium that is silently keeping the natural world alive. Out of sight shouldn't mean out of mind, especially when it comes to the wonderful world of fungi. Thank you.
Thank you, Joni. The wonderful world of fungi. Awesome. Judges, over to you for a question or two. Let's go to Luboš first.
Joni, thank you so much. It seems like fungi and mushrooms have a PR problem, but why is that? Why have research in fungi been so overlooked?
I think it goes back quite a long way, to be honest. I think they used to be, fungi, well, were only recognized as a kingdom of life, different from plants, relatively recently. I think, maybe the 70s or something like that. So, we don't have sort of sort of mycology departments or the equivalent of plant science departments because of this. So that's one reason. They used to be sort of considered just the weird plants, the kind of the gross ones. So that's another reason. And like I kind of touched on before, the fact that they live most of their life hidden and only kind of pop up as these mushrooms that is kind of ethereal and enigmatic. They're not as in our sight as much, and therefore it's just easier to kind of overlook them. Yeah.
Thank you.
Some of them are a bit gross, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Next, we will have a question from Christina, please.
Hi, Joni. It was great. Thank you so much. So if we keep overlooking all of these issues, what do you think will be the practical impacts on our day-to-day lives?
So I think it's just gonna, well, not just, but sort of an exacerbation of the current climate crisis and biodiversity crisis that we see. Fungi, if we don't protect fungi and conserve fungi, then, as I said, ecosystems are going to really suffer, and more so than they already are doing. Another thing is we don't know what we're going to be missing in sort of, if you think about sort of biotechnology applications. I mean, you even heard in previous talks here and in the work that I do, people are using fungi to make pharmaceuticals, to clean up wastewater. I make sustainable materials. And we don't know which fungi will be the best for which application. Who knows? We might be losing species that could have some sort of benefit to us, save lives, and we might lose them before we know what it could offer. But I think they have value in their own right anyway, not just sort of what can they do for us. But yeah, if that makes sense.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Joni. Thank you, judges. We're going to move on. With 4 finalists down, we've got 4 to go. We're halfway. Let's take a breather. If you need a loo break, this is the time to go. I'm going to give you 2 minutes, okay? Run, maybe 3 if you're lucky. Run faster. I'm going to use that time to just have a look at a few of your comments. So many comments. Thank you so much. Keep them coming. I can see them live, so this is your time to chuck them at me right now, and I'll be able to read them out. So who have we got? We've got... Sandwiches have just arrived. Sandwich delivery vans outside. David Price says more people should throw their props away live on stage. That's from Marcelina's talk in Poland, where she was breaking the props apart. Daniel Akintola says, very proud of you, Yolanda. Saw lots of brilliant messages coming in for Yolanda during your talk there. Adrian says, very worthy work. Keep going working in this much needed area. That was during Yolanda's as well. Marika says, waving to the live audience in Bulgaria. Yes, there's a live watch-along party in Bulgaria, I believe. So hello to everyone there. Lots of people in a room. Hope you're waving back, or I'm just waving into the ether. Charlotte Pike says, great presentation, Luboš. What I also loved was the camera moved during that. So you've obviously practiced some choreography with whoever that's with you. Sarah Cooksley says, love that, Luboš. A great analogy. That was the jungle, the brain as the jungle. We've got Jenny Harris saying, go, Joni, go. Very impressive artwork. Yes, I like the double-sided mushroom up top and everything else down below. Cheltenham Festivals say, well done, Joni, we may have to reconsider our dislike of mushrooms. Yeah. Daniel, Henk, obs, fungi are awesome. We need to learn so much more. Brilliant. Thank you all. Keep those comments coming. So good. So let's just do a quick recap. Our first 4 fantastic finalists they've taught us about methods of removing aquatic toxicity using fungi, eco-friendly silver nanoparticle filters, pathways between neurons, and the problem of being a famous fungi. What will we learn next? Team, are we happy to push on to our finalist number 5? I've got the double thumbs up. I hope you're back from your wee. Okay, let's go. Let's find out from our 5th finalist what we're going to learn. Their country shares its borders with 9 other countries, 3 of whom are in the competition today. Pop quiz. Any guesses? It's Germany. Germany, home to Julian. He loves laughing, eating, and debating, but he's not a fan of waiting for the Deutsche Bahn, or beetroot, in fact. But it's so good, roasted. Anyway, we'll debate that later. Now, though, we are off to Germany to hear Julian's talk, Listen to Your Heart, Making Feelings Audible.
Science communication is a very exciting field for me. So I wanted to use the opportunity to tell a wider audience about our research, because I believe that a lot of people could benefit by our findings. I heard about FameLab by a newsletter from a university, and it sounds pretty cool, so I decided to learn more about it. The masterclass was an overwhelming event for me, because I really love the atmosphere there. It was a pleasure to work with other young scientists from Germany on one project, the project to create an interesting science communication event for the best audience I've ever met.
Hello world. I ate the wrong fungi. Can you see that I'm a little bit stressed? Can you even see that my heart is racing? Boom, 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 boom. Let me relax for a moment. Much better. Stress is a complex feeling, an increased internal tension. And you all can see the symptoms of acute stress quite clearly. But if stress happens too often, it becomes chronic. And the symptoms aren't so easy to see anymore. Over time, chronic stress can make us sick and leads people often through my workplace, psychiatry. If chronic stress isn't easy to see, can we detect it in another way? Luckily, there's another sense that I explore in my research. Stress can be heard. You're probably thinking, stress? Heard? How's that supposed to work? For that, we first need to understand how the human voice is created. We need the lungs, the larynx, and the vocal tract. The air from the lungs flows through the windpipe to the larynx. That's the spot where you can feel a little bump in your throat. Inside the larynx are the vocal cords, basically our own human guitar strings. The air flows through, they vibrate, and creating a sound. This sound is then shaped into our voice by the vocal tract. When we're stressed, not just our body tenses up, so do the muscles that create our voices. And we can hear this. We don't breathe as deeply into our lungs, so we cram more words into shorter breaths. That means we speak faster. Over the top, the vocal cords become tighter. Like guitar string, that makes the sound higher and louder. In my research, I don't just want to detect early signs of stress. I want to help people. Just we combat physical tension with exercises, relaxation techniques, or massage, we can reduce stress by training and relaxing our voice. Do you know a group of people who is super stressed without eating fungi? That's right, teachers. I've developed a voice gym where teachers learn to speak more calmly in class and become resilient to daily stress. And now I want you to learn how to reduce stress through your voice by your everyday workout. First, warm up. Stretch your vocal cords by yawning like this. Second, training. Train your tongue with tricky tongue twisters, like 4 famous finalists find fluffy fungi fabulous. And finally, cool down. Focus on your breath and singing and laughing as much as you can. Thank you very much. And remember, listen to your heart.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you, Julian. Gosh, we had singing, we had yawning. I was just copying that. She sells seashells on the seashore. There you go. I'm just going to say that over and over again, warm my voice up. Thank you so much, Julian. Let's turn to the judges for some questions. Let's go to Marina first.
Thank you. I'm speaking now in my deepest voice from the bottom of my stomach after your speech, which is very interesting. And if we all could follow your recipe, how do you figure out the impact on public health would be after this?
From my point of view, it's important to know that the simple changes in everyday life can make the biggest impact to mental health. And the neurons are no one-way tracked. We have a communication every time. And little changes like laughing a lot, singing, train our muscles. And in course of that, our feelings in our brain become better. And I think it's important to spread this wide, that a lot of people integrate them, because in psychiatry, I often see that people who are depressed or have other mental diseases aren't able to laugh anymore. And so, yeah, that's my mission.
Thank you.
Thanks. Luboš, I have a question from you, please.
I'm sure you're going to have a lot of consultancy requests after this, but my question is, how did you link in the mental state of stress with vocal cords? I mean, it's an amazing amalgam.
Yeah, so everybody of us, or a lot of people know power positions or the body language, and we can see a lot of things on the body language. As I mentioned, stress, you see the tension on the muscles. Yeah. And the great thing with voice biomarkers is that the voice is produced by muscles, and so you can see little nuances of these changes. And so you can see chronic stress, and you can see feelings like depression in a very early stage. We heard the talk about Parkinson. You can also hear the tremor of the vocal cords by Parkinson in the early stage by the voice. So voice markers are great to detect feelings very early.
Thank you. Explains a lot about pre-exam stress.
Thank you all so much. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Julian. We're going to move on to our 6th finalist now. Here's your clues. It's the country with the most UNESCO heritage sites. One more site than China, apparently. Have you got it? C, it's Italy. Meet Francesco. Francesco likes climbing, slacklining, and reading, but not surprise parties in case you were planning on throwing one. He also loves board games and sports. I wonder if he's tried them at the same time. Chess boxing is a thing, right? Again, not now, Greg. Let's travel to Italy to say ciao to Francesco for his talk, Life Teams in the Darkness.
everyone, I'm Francesco Dattilo from Italy. I live in Trieste, where I'm studying plankton biodiversity by using complex system theory. And for me, FameLab was an incredible adventure. It was possible for me to meet such a lot of people, such a lot of young scientists full of stories to tell about their work, but also about the challenges that they face every day. Imagine being 3,000 meters underwater, with no light, no food, and with a volcano 1 meter away from you. Would you be able to survive? On your own, certainly not. It's 1977. An American research team wants to reach that of the Pacific Ocean near Galapagos. It is a spot where 3 tectonic plates collide, creating an area rich of volcanic activity. It releases high concentration of sulfur, a deadly element for most living organisms. High pressure, no light, and sulfur. Everybody in the submarine is expected to find nothing except volcanoes. Indeed, there is not a single biologist in the crew. The submarine dives down. But as soon as they switch off the light, they are overwhelmed by an explosion of life. One specific animal surprised the crew: the giant tube worm. It is a fantastic beast. Imagine one tube wider than milk, almost 3 meters tall, and from the top of which sprouts a blood-red Swiffer-like wisp. There are hundreds of them, a jungle of giant tube worm just one step away from volcanoes. The researchers take one sample and they give it to their biologist colleague. But the more they discover, the more unsolvable the mystery seems to be. Indeed, the worm has no mouth, no stomach, and no anus. How does it eat? Only after years they found the solution. The worm survives thanks to bacteria. Yes, because there are some bacteria that can eat just sulfur. So the worm welcomes the bacteria into its body, giving them shelter. And thanks to its hemoglobin-rich plume, it breathes in the sulfur given to the bacteria, which in return consume the sulfur, releasing additional energy for the worm. So bacteria and worm are linked together in what scientists call symbiotic relationship. So we used to think life as a competitive race. And we also project this perspective to our species as well. But the most of the time, for surviving the worst adversity, we need to cooperate. And the giant tube worm reminds us of this simply by breathing.
Thank you so much, Francesco. Yeah. Huge round of applause. What an interesting beast the giant tube worm is. No mouth, no stomach, no anus. Crikey. Right, let's move over to the judges to ask some questions. Let's first go to Christina, I think.
Hi, Francesco. That was great. Thank you so much. It's amazing to see all of these symbiotic relationships between different species. What does the bacteria get out of it? And also, what's the most surprising or counterintuitive fact about this relationship that you can tell us?
Sorry, can you repeat the first question because I missed it?
So you mentioned what the giant tube worm gets out of the bacteria, but I want to know what the bacteria gets out of the. So if it's in a symbiotic relationship, both species
because basically
have benefit. What's the bacteria?
Yeah, because the worm is organized to be able to catch the sulfur. Thanks to its hemoglobin-rich plume, that it works like a kind of a lung. So the bacteria take advantage in the way that it's really easy for them obtaining the sulfur. So the worm is like a filter that channelizes all the sulfur for the bacteria. And the second one,
The second one was,
bit was, what was your favorite fact?
Surprising or counterintuitive fact about this that we might not know or might not have thought about?
Well, I think a lot. First of all, before this discover, it was supposed that all these kind of environments were completely unhospitable deserts, because usually when we are looking for life, we are looking for at least light, because if there is light, there is photosynthesis and whatever. And this is one of the only known pathways with chemosynthesis. That is another way to produce life, but also without needing the light. So this was the first discovery of actual chemosynthesis symbiotic relationship. So I think this is the most impactful.
Neat.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Marina, a question from you, please.
Yeah. Does this mean that we can imagine life on other environments when we can find life without light?
Yes, exactly. And also my previous talk in the national final in Italy was about another pathway that was discovered in this year, that is about dark oxygen. So another way to produce oxygen without photosynthesis production. And still this is found in the deep sea. So I like to create a kind of storyline with my talks related also to different ways to think of life and to think of how life maybe should start in our planet. And also for exoplanets now, the researchers are looking at the same processes in other planets, because probably they were the starting point of life in our planet, and so maybe also in other ones.
So are you connected to astrophysicists in your research as well?
For now, not really, but I connected with some people. I know some people that work on this, and sometimes we like to discuss about origins of life.
Great.
Thank
you so much. Yes, I can imagine some chemosynthesis going on potentially under the ice in Europa. Right, we must move on. Thank you so much, Francesco. Thank you, judges. Great questions today. On to our penultimate finalist, from the country that can boast the world's longest and deepest railway tunnel. There's a lot more going on as well. They also have stunning mountains, delicious cheese, delicious chocolate, exquisite watches. I'm sure you've guessed it. Switzerland, yes. It's time to meet Sivaniya. She describes herself as persistent, resourceful, and curious. She enjoys yoga, Sri Lankan and Indian food, and long walks. Oh, perhaps you can therefore meet up with Marcelina in Poland, who we met first. Go for a nice long stroll in the Swiss hills. Before they plan that, though, Sivaniya's got a talk to give. So let's travel to Switzerland to hear a recipe to improve diversity in Alzheimer's disease.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be here and connect with you all today. My name is Sivaniya Subramaniapillai and I'm a postdoctoral researcher at the University of Lausanne in Switzerland. My research focuses on how individual differences such as sex and gender shape brain health as we age and risk for age-related conditions such as Alzheimer's disease. I'm also super passionate about science communication and finding ways to make my research accessible and meaningful to diverse audiences such as yourself.
The winner is Sivaniya.
Welcome. It's all your stage, Sivaniya.
As a child, I was extremely shy and often found solace in books. One of my favorite authors, Frank McCourt, wrote in Angela's Ashes, "You might be poor, your shoes might be broken, but your mind is a palace." April 1996. That was the year my mother fled the Sri Lankan Civil War with 3 young children and 1 suitcase in search of safety. In that suitcase, she tucked a small bag of curry powder, carrying a piece of our culture into an unknown future. Spices trigger memories. The smell can take us back to a moment in time, and memories are like spices, holding the flavors of our identities and histories. Consider a curry, a blend of different spices. And when I say curry, you might think of Thai curry, Indian, maybe even Sri Lankan. These precious flavors fade for those with Alzheimer's disease as harmful clumps of proteins known as plaques accumulate in the brain, gradually distorting the essence of who we are. Just as a war devastates a homeland, Alzheimer's erodes our memories, the familiar spices of our stories. Imagine cooking a new dish without the recipe. Challenging, right? Each person's biology is like a recipe made up of many ingredients. But in brain health research, we often rely on 1 or 2 recipes. Most studies focus on white, highly educated individuals, ignoring the unique spices that flavor the diversity of lives. Take my research in Alzheimer's. Much of my work is with the UK Biobank, the world's largest brain imaging data set with 500,000 participants from the United Kingdom. 96% of participants are white Caucasian, leaving just 4% to represent the 20% of ethnic minorities in the UK. This lack of diversity means we're missing whole recipes in our understanding of Alzheimer's. Yet when we do study diverse groups, the results are profound. Studies show war refugees like my mother face a higher Alzheimer's risk. Chronic stress from displacement and loss of support networks affect brain health in ways we're only beginning to understand. And a disproportionate number of refugees are women, a group that also faces higher rates of Alzheimer's. So how much of the recipe for Alzheimer's is shaped by these unique, often overlooked experiences? Think of curry powder, a blend of turmeric, cumin, ginger, and much more. The mix of spices is different in each curry, just as every individual's profile has a distinct blend. We're all made of the same basic ingredients, but our unique experiences shape how we age and how our curries turn out. This variety is crucial for understanding Alzheimer's, a complex disease with different mechanisms that's hard to treat when we only study a limited population. To understand my mother, you must first understand the story of how she carried her spices to preserve our culture. As researchers, it's critical for treatment not to assume we're all made of one recipe, but instead understand all the unique elements of our individual spices.
Thank you so much, Sivaniya.
Thank you.
Let's bring the judges in for a couple of questions. First up, we are going to go to Luboš, please.
This was a beautiful demonstration of the diversity of life, but where does it lead us? Who needs and when needs to approach the diversity in research of Alzheimer's?
Yeah, thank you so much for your question and for being here, first of all. But I think in terms of the lack of diversity in neuroscience, one of the biggest things that we need to do is really build trust among minority groups and marginalized groups. It's one of the things that we can do as researchers to really try to build the bridge between researchers and the community. And so I think doing events like FameLab and really reaching out to the public could be really a great way to build trust among different communities.
Sorry, just to clarify, what you're saying is that you need to bring in the diverse groups to want to be researched so that you researchers can have a better database, basically?
Yeah, exactly. So one of the issues is that there really is a lack of trust among community members, and so I think as scientists we really need to build that trust with community members through activities like this and other events.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Christina, do you have a question, please?
Hi, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. We have this problem about inequality of genders in research throughout whole science. We tend to research males much more than females. Who do you think should lead this change? Should it be up to the researchers to do this? Should it be governments? What do you think could actually make a change in the whole field so that we have not only gender inequality solved, but also a more diverse sampling of these databases?
Yeah, thank you for your question. It's a topic that really is close to my heart and close to the heart of our lab. We focus on women's health as researchers, and I do think it involves many different levels. So first, us as scientists trying to recruit more women to participate. Some of the reasons why women don't participate is because there are barriers. Women are more likely to be caregivers, for example, and so it's important that we provide the space and the time and the flexibility so that they could come into the lab at their free time and when they're able to. So that's one level. But I think one thing that's also really helped is at the government level, so at the research level, introducing policy so that researchers are explicitly investigating sex and gender, because that's also really important, the social cultural aspect of what it means to be a man, woman, or another gender identity, so that researchers are explicitly investigating this question in their work.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to move on to our last, but by no means least, finalist, our final finalist. And for this, you need to grab your sun cream, your shades, and your snorkels, because we are off down under to Australia to meet Johannes. He gave the best combination of answers when we asked about his hobbies. Wait for this. Johan answered wingsuit skydiving and building mutant vehicles for festivals. What? He also loves cats, pizza, and googly eyes. I think he's onto something there. Get some googly eyes, stick them on something in your fridge, and just wait until someone opens the fridge. The door, priceless, absolutely. To Australia then, for Johan's talk, Detected, Not Ignored, on her lentils Secret Service.
It was a very interesting experience. My favorite part was the week leading up to today, the finally meeting all the other competitors in person and the little workshops we had over the last couple of days. I would tell others to just go for it and try, because there's nothing to lose and it's everything to gain. I think it's necessary for a lot of early career researchers, because at every step along the way we learn so many new things that will only enrich every scientist's career. Imagine for a moment you live in a world of international espionage. Covert operations, high-stakes cat-and-mouse games. The name's culinaris. Lens culinaris, also known as the common lentil. And Australia is one of the world's largest producers and exporters of it. This time the enemy is a shadowy figure codenamed Black Spot. A devastating fungal disease with a deadly mission to infiltrate the plant's defenses and wreak havoc on our food supply. Now lentils may look ordinary. However, they have a sophisticated immune system, just like us, that helps to protect the plant from villainous invaders like viruses, bacteria, or in the case of black spot, a fungus. My research focuses on a set of molecular gadgets called effectors, which the fungus uses to either attack its host plant or hide itself from its immune system. These effectors are like high-tech spy gadgets, and their blueprints are stored in the fungus's genetic code. Think of that like a giant codebook containing encrypted messages to build everything the fungus requires to live, replicate, or in the case of an effector, interact with its host plant. Now, effectors work by interacting with structures on the plant cell called receptors, like keys fitting into locks. And depending on the key, it can either trigger a silent alarm, notifying the plant's defenses and getting the fungus thrown out, or it can shut down all the security cameras in the building, leaving the plant's defenses blind and allowing the fungus to do whatever it wants. In the lab, we use specialized equipment to read and decipher the fungus's genetic codebook, and then we compare that to books we acquired from previous invaders we caught over the years. And that led to the recent discovery of 2 versions of a new effector that differ by only a few letters in their genetic blueprint. If the plant's defense agent spot version 1, it's like the fungus triggered one of those silent alarms. The plant goes on high alert, seals off the affected parts, and sacrifices a small part of itself to save the rest of the organism. Version 2, however, is like a spy with flawless credentials, sneaking right past security, infiltrating further, growing and multiplying, until it eventually sets off a bomb, killing the whole plant. Now, our mission is to find these effectors because we can use them as tools to understand which receptors in the plant can recognize these fungal invaders. And armed with that intel, plant breeders and other scientists can build special agents of the plant world, crops with an upgraded immune system that helps to recognize and eliminate these fungal spies on site. So the next time you enjoy a delicious bowl of lentil soup, consider it a victory meal brought to you by farmers and researchers working around the clock, trying to keep fungal supervillains out of our food supply. Because this is no time to live and let die. If our mission succeeds, these fungi will soon have their license to kill revoked. Thank you.
Nice one, Johannes. Also, props for that shirt. I mean, come on, what a shirt that is. Oh, right, straight over to the judges.
Fungi today.
Yeah, love it. Final couple of questions then. Let's go to Marina first.
Thank you so much. I really love this the storytelling you're doing. So what you want is to create a crop with an upgrade immune system. But when you look into GMOs and other plants that are modified, how is this research of yours different from that?
It is not different from that. It just adds to that. We are looking on the side of the pathogen, because once we understand how the pathogen works, we can translate that work into the plant side. But yes, eventually it will become potentially genetically engineering of the plant for better resistance.
Thank you.
Luboš, please.
Thanks for that. I think we heard so much new research as well today. If there's one key message you want us to take away, what would that be about your research? The most important thing?
I'll add to Joni's previous message. Fungi need more support in terms of funding, because this work can only be done. We are basically one of the few labs around the world that works on the disease of lentil and chickpea. And we can't support the rest of the world by ourselves alone. So we need more funding. And so does everyone else who works on fungi.
Okay, thank you. Hopefully
Thank
FameLab
you so much. Yeah, hope so too. Judges, thank you so much. Johannes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
There you go. That is it. You've now seen all of our 8 FameLab International finalists perform. Well done, everyone. Let's have one huge round of applause for everyone who's taken part today. Amazing. Before we say goodbye to our judges, let me just remind us all of the titles of the 8 talks. Okay, here we go. Marcelina, fungi, Avengers who wear caps instead of superhero capes. Yolanda, listen to your heart, making feelings audible. Luboš, the brain, the jungle, and the pathways between neurons. Joni, fungi aren't famous, it's a problem. Julian, reimagining healthcare from places we go, oh, we swap those over. They're the other way around. Francesco, life teams in the darkness. Sivaniya, a recipe to improve diversity in Alzheimer's disease. And Johannes, detected, not ignored, on her lentils secret service. Okay, judges, it's time to head off into your digital green room, virtual champagne in hand. Your task is to go discuss, debate, decide, fight it out if you need to. But when you come back, we need the names of your 2 runners-up and the 1 person you're going to crown the FameLab International Champion 2024. So see ya. Bye-bye. Good luck. Au revoir. A biento. Ciao. Have fun. Don't you lot watching though go anywhere, because I mentioned there is another title up for grabs, and that's the FameLab International Audience Favourite 2024. The power is now in your hands. While the judges deliberate, I'm going to give you time to vote. Let's say 15 minutes, depending on how long they take. So I get to say, the audience vote is now open. Scan the QR code. We're going to bring a QR code up on screen. Scan that, and then there's also going to be a link in the chat. Team, can we have the QR code up on the screen? There it is. Scan that QR code. We're also going to put a link into the chat as well. And you can go to either or, and please vote for your favourite. Let's get everybody who's watching casting one of these votes so we can find our audience winner for the year. And while we're waiting, let me do a few more comments. I've seen so many coming in. They're absolutely brilliant. Claire, this was great. I saw this pop up. Claire Richards says, the international final seems to have a bit of a fungal infection. It does indeed. Also really enjoyed Joni's explanation. Charlotte Pike says, Julian, king of props and quick change costumes. Great work. New Cubeful says, Julian, this was talking about, is such a funny and brilliant guy. We've got Mariana next, Guastino, Forza Francesco. We've got Shabnaz Ghani saying, well done to all the contestants so far. Such interesting science, really interesting science and really interesting research. That's what FameLab's all about, right? It's about sharing your research and some really interesting science. Who have we got next? We have got Eliska Sukapova saying, Luboš, it was great. Cheltenham Festivals was loving Francesco's t-shirt, had a big FameLab on it. Is that limited edition? Did Francesco make that yourself? I think you maybe did. We've got one from Jessica. Jessica Di Mario said, incredible. Thank you, Francesco, for explaining something so incredible about our world. I enjoyed that too, because I once got the chance to join a group of researchers diving down to 1,000 foot in the ocean, 300 meters. Francesco told us, I think, about 3,000 meters, so much more crazy bonkers world down there, but just 1,000 feet was amazing. Right, who have we got next? Jessica says, thank you for explaining something incredible in our world. Then we've got Jana, who says, go Sivaniya, hello from Switzerland. Hello, Switzerland. How cool is this? So many people watching from loads of places around the world. This is amazing. Valerie says, go Big Brother. This is for Johan's talk. Is Valerie his brother? Possibly. Charlotte Pike says, fungi are ruling FameLab this year, to which Joni Wildman says, it's Fungi Lab. Welcome everyone to Fungi Lab, the International Final 2024. Brilliant. All right, keep those comments coming. I'll do a bunch of comments later on. Let's go for what was your favourite fact? What was your favourite fact, or what was your favourite prop? Drop them into the live chat. I'll do a wrap up of them very, very soon. Tell you what, let me show you the trophies that are up for grabs, because they're all on the shelving at the back here. So don't drop it, Greg. Whatever you do, we are live. Okay, here is the runners-up trophy. How do I get this so the light doesn't get it? Hang on. I'm gonna get it. There it is. Runner-up. So we've got 2 of those going on, and then here is the International Final winner trophy. Oh. It's the actual trophy. Shiny. I'll try not. I'll clean my finger marks off it for you before I send it over. The winner will also receive a Cheltenham Science Festival experience package to join us in 2025. And as I said earlier, this prize includes UK travel, accommodation, free tickets to events, and networking opportunities with international scientists, engineers, and researchers. That would be absolutely awesome. The Cheltenham Science Festival is so brilliant, so wonderful to be a part of. And all of today's finalists will receive a certificate and one of these limited edition FameLab pins. Let's see if we can focus on that. Go on, camera. You can do it. You can do it. No, you can't. I'm going to give you, well, you might not be able to see it now because the QR code is on there, but we've hidden a few props around our shelving that relate to the different talks. Not sure if you're able to see them, the QR code's on them, but some eagle-eyed people may have seen it at some point. I will show you later on what those props are. You want to reveal them now, do you? Can see you hovering over it. Oh, go on then. Let's show them. Let's show them what these different props are that we've revealed in the back corner, all related to the different talks we've had. So we've got a cap here, a baseball cap. Can you guess whose talk that was from? Can you guess it? Can you guess it? That one is for Marcelina's fungi, Avengers, who wear caps instead of superhero capes. Okay, here's the next one. Let me show you another little something we've got on the shelf, and let's see if you can guess from this who the talk is. So let's play that next one, Kofi. It's just there. Yeah, play that. What's this one from? Whose talk is this one from? Googly eyes. I told you that Johannes loves googly eyes. So that is your, the solution of that little one is Johannes. All right, let's show them something else we've got. What have we got there? I mean, we've got so many mushrooms. Oh, an elephant. Do you remember who talked about an elephant in their talk? Do you remember? It was Luboš when he was talking about the jungle and different ways of making paths through the jungle. Let's show you another one. What else have we got up there? Lots and lots of them. We've covered the stage in fungi because we've got lots of fungi going on, as you've seen. FungiLab. What else do we have? Let's show them that one. Yeah. Oh, now this is a clue to one of the props that was worn by one of our speakers. Mickey Mouse ears were worn by Julian. Yeah. All right, we've got a couple more. What have we got? Oh, you'll get that one. We all live in a yellow submarine. Who will that one be for? Of course, that one is for Francesco when we were talking about diving down into the ocean. And I think we've got one more. We've got one more little prop on there. It's a suitcase. Who talked about travel, especially moving? Sivaniya. Yeah, so there you go. We hid them and then realised you probably wouldn't actually be able to see them in the background. So I've just turned that into a quiz on the fly. Enjoyed that. That was quite good fun. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let me tell you about something else that you may not have heard about. Have you heard of FameLab Academy? It's the little sister of FameLab. It's a search for the next generation of science communicators. FameLab Academy follows all the same rules as the grown-up version. Youngsters are supported by their brilliant teachers and a STEM mentor from the world of academia or industry. And the aim is to inspire and ignite a passion for STEM from a young age. Now, FameLab Academy is currently being run across Gloucestershire in the UK, also in Qatar, and also the United Arab Emirates as well. I've had the absolute pleasure of hosting one of their awards ceremonies in the past, and they're all brilliant. They are so good. It's so inspiring. So how about we play you a little highlight reel? Here are some highlights from the FameLab Academy UK 2024.
I am delighted to be welcoming you to the FameLab Academy Final.
It's FameLab Academy Day. This is my favourite day of the year. I absolutely adore this competition. This is our 9th year and it continues to grow. We had 24 schools taking part. There were 2,500 pupils took part in workshops and performances. There were 2,000 people came along to watch the performances. We got down to 122 semi-finalists. And now we're down today, we have 12 finalists.
I think it's made me a bit more confident in like public speaking. I just like how to give a better talk and stuff, but then also just like having fun, like because the people there are like other people that like enjoy the same stuff that I enjoy.
I can't really put it into words, to be honest. I wasn't really expecting to make it this far, but I have, and yeah, it's been great.
It's been really good. I didn't expect to make friends along the way, but I did. I'm so happy that I did because it's been an amazing experience. It was a really warm atmosphere and it felt like I was just in a room with people I'd known for years. FameLab has taught me skills that I realised that I needed so much, and it's not just the public speaking, it's with life, everything you need. It's been absolutely incredible all along the way.
I was inspired by the energy and the passion of these kids in Year 9. To be honest, this is where it starts. This is where it all starts, and I can only get better from here. So I'm really excited what these young people can achieve later on, and today was amazing because I learned a lot.
Programs like FameLab Academy are so important because they make science about the real world. They take science out of school and gives them experiences that will set them up for life. Whether that's in a STEM arena or not, every one of them will have benefited in some way from this program.
Aren't they brilliant? Aren't they absolutely brilliant? Super inspiring, super inspiring. If you're watching from a school right now, I think we've got some schools watching as well. Do say hello, and then we can say give you a little shout out in the chat. Right, I think we have that first video ready for the alumni. Where are they now? So we're going to go straight to that double video. We're going to have Natasha Hedrick in Switzerland, and then one from Claudio Forte in Italy. Here we go.
My name's Natasha Hedrick. I was a finalist in 2022 from Switzerland. Now back then, I was talking about atomic physics. Now I talk about Earth and planetary sciences here at Focus Terra at the ETH in Zurich. Now it's a slightly different topic, but FameLab allowed me to practice the skills necessary to perform science communication in any field. Not only that, but I got to meet a bunch of really enthusiastic communicators. And that was a great experience. So congratulations to everyone in the finals this year, and good luck.
Hello everybody, I'm Claudio Forte, proud FameLabber since 2014. At that time I was in Perugia doing my PhD, and my talk was about my PhD topic related to livestock and sustainability. Actually, I'm still working on that, but as professor at the university in Turin, another place in Italy, where I'm here organizing, it's already 3 years, organizing the regional selection for FameLab. And it's difficult to define how FameLab changed my life because it was my first approach to science communication, and since then it never ends up. So I'm here working in my department of veterinary sciences as coordinator for all the communication activity and the so-called third mission. The only thing I can say is just enjoy every single moment and good luck to the finalists, and that's it.
There we go. You want a few more? Yeah? How about we give you 3 in one go? Let's have a look at what these alumni have been up to. Let's go to Nicholas Harrigan from the UK, currently in the States and the US. Then we'll go to Vanessa Perotta in Australia. And finally, Dr. Gumby in South Africa.
So hi, my name's Nick Harrigan. I'm from Birmingham. I was in FameLab in 2007 when I talked about microwaves. Now I work here at NVIDIA in California, where I talk a lot about quantum computing, and that's what I spend most of my time doing. FameLab was a huge thing for me. It really gave me the confidence to talk about science, and also showed me that there's a lot of people that do that, and you can really make a career and a life out of it, and I have done, and I love it. So good luck to everyone. Hope you have a good show.
G'day from sunny Perth. It's Dr. Vanessa Perotta here, Australia's national FameLab winner back in 2018. In fact, it was Perth where I won my title and then was able to go over to Cheltenham where I placed second in the world, talking about my PhD research, which used drones to collect whale snot as a way of learning more about their internal health. Since then, I have gone on and done amazing things using the skills that I've created through this, which has been absolutely life-changing. FameLab has provided me with the most brilliant opportunity to share knowledge, make science accessible, and most of all, to have fun with it. And what I love about it is that I'll always be part of the FameLab family, just like you are. So thank you, FameLab. Thank you for the opportunity to have this truly international opportunity to share knowledge and all enjoy science. FameLab truly is the Eurovision of the science world.
Hi, my name is Nozipo Matsiva and I'm from the University of South Africa. I took part in FameLab in 2016 where I won it for the country, South Africa. I got to represent South Africa at the international stage in Cheltenham where I competed against 30 other countries and I eventually made it to the top 10. My talk there was about the research work that I was doing at the time, which was about the infusion of nanomaterials within the membrane filters so that they are effective in removing the newly emerging contaminants that tend to seep through and find their ways in our drinking water sources. Having taken part in FameLab has definitely changed my life. I'm able to speak more confidently about the work that I do, be it the research work or work that is even non-scientific, because of the skill that one gains by being part of such platforms. I've been able to also give back and become a science communication trainer myself, imparting the skills and the knowledge that I learned during my time in FameLab to help other young and upcoming scientists, engineers and mathematicians communicate their ideas in a simplified manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nick, Vanessa, and Dr. Gumby. Look out on socials for more of these alumni Where Are They Now coming in the new year. The judging is still underway, but I think we're very close to a decision. We've all been running around here very excitedly. Let me just mention one last thing, something that you may not have heard about. So I've mentioned the Cheltenham Science Festival, but did you know that there are also world-class festivals in jazz, music, and literature too? And not only do the amazing teams at Cheltenham Festivals run FameLab, they also run other charitable programs for education and community. Cheltenham Festivals want to see a world in which everyone can explore and create culture. In fact, let's take a quick look at all of that in action. Okay. Hi. Okay, I think we are pretty much there, but first to let you know that if you would like to get involved, if you'd like to donate or become a partner or find out more about the festivals or FameLab, get in touch. Lots of you have been doing just that. I love that Sarah says, we always say think Eurovision when describing the international final. It does have a bit of that about it, doesn't it? Right, I think we're there. Big thumbs up from the team. Are we happy? Yeah, lovely. The judges have come to a decision. They are journeying through the digital pipes from their virtual green room back to us. And that means something very important. The audience vote is now closed. I repeat, the audience vote is now closed. So the team here behind the camera are going to count up all of your votes and they're going to get back to me with the result of that. Hello, judges. Hello, judges. Can you see me? Hello, hello, hello. Good, we've got you. Before you reveal the runners-up and the international winner, I tell you what we'll do. Let me invite head judge Luboš to say some words about what our judges thought about all of our finalists. Sorry to throw that one on you. Hello, Luboš, it's Greg here, now in your ears. Hello. No problem,
Hi.
welcome back. How was that process?
That was tense. That was very difficult.
I bet. What did you think then of all the finalists together? Let's not give anything away just yet.
Let me tell you, if we were in a single room, it would have taken us even more if we didn't have the timekeeping on. We have heard so many diverse voices, so much amazing, surprising science, so much novelty in science that all we can say is if all of these people would stand in front of investors now, this would be the best day for science, really. They took us on personal journeys. They took us across huge issues that relate to everybody across the world. They made surprising links. Amazing metaphors, amazing use of both body presence and props. Amazing. They were truly great voices for science.
Absolutely, yeah, here. Shall we do it then? Shall we jump straight into it and find out who our first joint runner-up will be? Christina, I believe we're going to come to you. You're going to say a few words about them and then do the big reveal.
Before I do that, I want to thank all of our participants. They were all amazing. And then for the first runner-up, this person was very good with their props and the way that they presented their research. They were very engaging in recognizing a specific thing that I'm not going to give away so that we don't know who it is, in our own bodies. And it was amazing to see how it can build a bridge between our own personal experiences and how that can affect also society. So the winner is... or the runner-up
first runner-up.
is
Yeah.
Julian. Congratulations, Julian.
I love that. Love that. Congratulations, Julian, our first runner-up. Absolutely amazing. Let's see who's going to stand alongside you as our second joint runner-up. Over to Marina to say a few words about them and then do the big reveal.
And thank you all participants. Thank you for all your hard work and the effort you put into your presentations today. And as you know, it is extremely hard to pick the runner-up. So the participant was using a personal story and not a private story that related to a lot of people. And we thought that was very effective. It's also a universal issue, a very important issue that affects us all. And the participant was also an effective communicator in all fields and had clarity and didn't talk too fast. So her name is Yolanda from South Africa.
Fantastic. Yolanda, you are our second runner-up. Huge congratulations. Awesome. Fantastic. Congratulations. So there we have our two joint runners-up. These will be zooming their way to you, to Germany and to South Africa. Well done, judges. Goodness me, I bet that was difficult. Next up then, you're going to have to wait just a few minutes to find out who's going to be crowned the International Winner 2024, because what I'd first like to do is reveal the winner of the audience vote. So I'm going to have something passed to me. Look at this. I'm discovering these at the same time as you lot watching. So the winner of the audience vote is Yolanda from South Africa.
Oh!
Yolanda!
Oh, thank you.
You have won the audience vote. You are our audience's favourite. Let's bring Yolanda up. Let's have a chat with Yolanda. How are you feeling right now?
I'm actually surprised, but I'm very happy.
Oh, how is this whole process? Oh, there's been so much support. I saw it on the live chat.
Yes, I truly appreciate it. Thank you. I'm so emotional right now.
Emotions are all good. That's all good. How has the experience been for you, kind of right from the start to now? What's FameLab meant to you?
Ooh, it's been incredible, one thing for sure. And truly grateful that I was able to join it. As I've said, it was to join FameLab. It was an inspiration for my late mentor as well. So I'm very happy that we're able to go and get to this point, actually. And it's been a great journey to be trained, I would say world-class trainers as well during those master classes and everything. You know, all the time the nerves might be there, the anxiety might be there, but them being able to train you as to how to, you know, take control in everything and be able to communicate effectively, it's truly amazing. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. There's loads of messages coming in here. Jive Media Africa saying we're so proud of you. Sarah saying such great support for you today. Daniel says up Nelson Mandela University, Yolanda, you made us proud. So yeah, so many people kind of saying congratulations. One huge round of applause again, please, for Yolanda, your audience favorite 2024. Thank you so much. Okay, there is one final award to award, I guess. It's the moment that we've all been waiting for. It's the big one. It's time to find out who the judges have crowned FameLab International Champion 2024. Luboš, we're going to go over to you to say a few words about this person and then to do the big reveal. Over to you. Hold up 1 second, Luboš. I'm just going to stop you 1 second because I'm just struggling to hear the audio there. Are you folks also struggling to hear Luboš's audio? Is there anything I can advise on that one?
Okay. That
sounds
better now?
That's better. That's better. We want to get this is a big moment,
absolutely.
Right? We need
just to make sure that everybody hears that, all the finalists, to bring your talks from live talks in front of an audience to a screen is a huge challenge, and you did it so beautifully. So now for the big winner this year, this person took us on a very personal journey that affects many of us. This person demonstrated exactly what the role of science is to make a huge impact on society and a longitudinal impact as well. This person made some fascinating metaphors, brought in amazing, surprising props, and made us all want to say, we trust scientists. The behavior of this person was so trustworthy. And, ready to say now?
Go on, let's do it.
And the winner for 2024 International FameLab is Sivaniya. There you go.
Amazing, Sivaniya. Congratulations.
Wow.
You are
Thank you.
The FameLab International Champion 2024. How are you feeling right now, seeing you appear on the big screen like that?
I'm quite shocked, actually. I'm really happy and I'm feeling very grateful. I just wanted to thank you all for taking the time to be here, and just filled with a lot of gratitude for this opportunity to present my story, but also our research. It's a huge, it's really exciting for me.
Well, thank you so much. You talked about a very important topic, the importance of diversity in not only who is doing the science, but who the science is getting to study, who's delivering the data that the science is being done on. This is obviously something that's very important to you. And you started to tell us a little bit about your research as well. Just expand on that one for us a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think something that I feel has been lacking a little bit in the work that I even do is that this lack of diversity. And when I think about people like my mother being represented in the science that I'm actually working on, it's really quite, disappointing. And one of the issues is this lack of barrier towards getting different communities to participate. And it's something that I really hope to to work towards in the future to try to tackle this barrier. I just want to say that I'm extremely grateful for my advisor, Dr. Anne-Marie DeLong. I feel like she's been an incredible supportive mentor for me, and she's really provided me the space to explore these interests. And I'm very grateful for her to encourage me as well to participate in events like this.
Well, I'm very glad that you were encouraged to participate in this event, because just like with the judges, I share my congratulations, and I was very impressed by your talk. And you said that therefore FameLab to you, not only is it a platform, but it's also a way to build that trust, something you said that's very, very important. What would you say to other people considering doing FameLab, and kind of, again, what's it meant to you to be part of it?
It's been, so great. I mean, I think one of the biggest things that I got from participating is really all the great people that I met along the way. It's been great. Like every single stage, I got to meet different scientists working on different things. And it's so cool to see sort of the passion that's coming out from the subjects that they're talking about, and really to talk about science in an accessible way. It's really quite tough, and it's been a challenging process as well, but I'm really grateful for FameLab to give this opportunity, as well as several opportunities to hone in our science communication skills. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm super, super grateful for this opportunity.
And last question, because I'm sure you want to go and celebrate with all the friends and family. What's next? What will this inspire you to go do?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would really like to try to find ways to address the barriers that we're facing as scientists, to include more diverse individuals in research. So if that means participating in more science communication events, I really hope to do that. I'd be excited to continue that type of journey, but also trying to find ways to tackle this in my own research. So not just in terms of trying to work with communities, but also finding perhaps technologies that could make it easier and more accessible for different communities to participate in our research.
Well, huge congratulations. Huge congratulations. Well done for today, and all the best with the future research and indeed science communication adventure. Very worthy winner. Any last words from my judges as well before I sadly have to say goodbye to you? Luboš, you congratulated them, said how, what a challenge that was, and that you hope they kind of go on to do this. Christina, you've trodden this path. You do some amazing kind of SciComm work yourself, and Natasha, you get to look and drive this kind of forwards with the awards and all the work that you do. Is there anything last that anyone would like to say to Sivaniya?
I'm just saying that it's fantastic the way that she's actually doing all of this amazing work that is so necessary in science, and that it's people like her that we need in science, that are able to explain everything in such a nice and concise way, so that we can move on and have change.
Thank you, Christina. Marina, any last words from you?
Yeah, I want to thank you, Yolanda, for helping us communicate and educate and help with public understanding and trust in science, which is more and more important. And you've shown us how it's done in Alzheimer research, and another key word is also vaccines. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Sivaniya, congratulations once again. Luboš as well, thank you. Thank you all. Let's say congratulations. A huge round of applause, everyone here. Congratulations to our two joint runners-up. That was Julian in Germany and Yolanda in South Africa. Our audience winner was also Yolanda in South Africa. And our overall winner, this year's FameLab International winner, is Sivaniya. Huge round of applause. Come on, everyone. Woo! Amazing. Superb. And you know what? Let's give a huge big round of applause for everyone. Let's just run through everyone's names, because as Luboš said, it's really something kind of standing and doing this by yourself to a screen and this whole setup. So well done, and a huge round of applause to Marcelina, Yolanda, Luboš, Joni, Julian, Francesco, Sivaniya and Johan. One last big round of applause to everyone. Well done. Awesome. Goodness me, we take a big breath. Just a few thank yous before you all disappear. So First, a big well done to everyone who stepped onto a FameLab stage around the world this year. So that's everywhere from Australia, Czech Republic, Germany, Italy, Poland, South Africa, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom. That's so impressive. Thank you so much to our judges. I'm sure that was quite a hard task. Kush, Luboš Kostova, Marina Tofting, and Christina Fonseca. Thank you three so much for all your hard work and your input. Thank you to the teams at Cheltenham Festivals who work tirelessly to keep FameLab alive. Thank you to the brilliant production team here at Still Moving Media, the studio here in Cheltenham, for producing today's live online event. And last but not least, thank you to all the host country organisations around the world. This competition and FameLab could not happen without you. So in no particular order, let me just name check all of you again if I can. The Foundation for the WA Museum in Australia, Charles University in Czech Republic, Bielefeld Marketing in Germany, Cicadro in Italy, University of Silesia and Silesian Science Festival in Katowice, which is going on next weekend, Jive Media Africa, National Research Foundation and SASTA in South Africa, Life Science Zurich, Bioscience Network and Graduate Centre at the University of Zurich in Switzerland. And bringing it all together is the team in the UK at Cheltenham Festivals. Last but not least, if you watching would like to join this elite group of science communicators, or if you would like indeed to be an international partner organisation, please visit www.cheltenhamfestivals.org/FameLab for more information. You can, of course, re-watch this video anytime on the Cheltenham Festivals FameLab YouTube channel. Please do share it with your friends and family. Share it with them. Share it far and wide on social media. That, I believe, is it. I am Greg Foote. Thank you so much for watching. Join us again next year as we'll be celebrating 20 years of FameLab. Goodness me. Thank you all so much. What a celebration. What an amazing day. Bye. See ya.